Good morning, student. Today I'll be starting this chapter number 15, that is consumer protection. I don't know which chapter number is that in your new book, but in the old book, this is chapter number 15, and the heading is consumer protection. In this chapter, basically, we are going to discuss what all guidelines, what all responsibilities are there as a consumer, what are the rights of a consumer, why there is a need for consumer protection. All these things we are going to discuss in this chapter. Ultimately, as a commerce student, by now you get to know ultimately who is the king of the market. Consumer is the king of the market. So we need to take care of the need of the consumer protection and why rights of consumers. So we need to preserve the rights of consumers. Let us see what we are going to discuss in this. We'll discuss why there's a need for consumer protection. We'll discuss what are the rights of consumers. We'll discuss the responsibilities of a consumer, methods of consumer protection, and what are the laws for consumer protection. So let's start our chapter with the first topic, that is need for consumer protection. Now the first topic or the first point of this chapter is why. What is the need for consumer protection? Protection of consumer is necessary due to the following reasons. Now there are several reasons why there is a need for consumer protection. Now the first one is service motive. The main objective of business is not only profit earning. A best businessman or a good businessman will never focus only on profit making, because ultimately consumer is the king. If you'll avoid consumer needs, consumer satisfaction, and you'll just focus on your profit earning, ultimately later on in the long run your business is going to get lost and maybe your business will be shut down. So a sensible or a good businessman will always focus on the need and on the satisfaction of a consumer. So the sole objective of business is not profit earning. Any business will flourish only when it serves its customers well. Hence, service motive is the basis for the success of any business. So the main motive of a businessman is to give service to the consumer. So this is the main motive. Next reason, consumer is the king. We all know ultimately who is the king of the business, for whom we are producing goods, for whom we are giving services, for whom we are doing marketing, ultimately for the consumer. So consumer is the king of the market. So the main aim of any business is to create and satisfy its customers. In order to satisfy the customer, the business must provide good quality. Now how you can satisfy the customer? By giving good quality of product, by making the product according to the needs of the customer. Right now, if you have seen, so many companies are making sanitizers and masks, and if you see even on your TV, ads are coming and people are wearing masks. So why? Because this is the need of a customer right now. Sanitization or wearing mask, all these things are need of a customer. So company always produce goods according to the need of a customer. It is through consumer satisfaction that a business can earn profit and continue its operation. As I told you, if you satisfy the customer, ultimately you will earn profit and your business will be stable for a longer run business. So that is the another reason for consumer protection. Next one, consumer education. Nowadays, if you see, though people are smart, people are educated, they know their rights, they know that nobody can easily cheat. But in earlier time and even nowadays in village, still people are cheating the customer. Businessmen are cheating customer by giving low quality goods, by giving fake goods. So that's why consumer education is necessary. Importance of consumer protection is to create awareness among consumers about their rights and responsibility by organizing workshops. Now how you can give education, how you can give protection or to create awareness among customers? By allowing them, by telling them about their rights, by educating them about their rights and responsibility. How you can do so? By organizing seminars, workshops, by telling them that yes, they can also take legal action if anyone doesn't fulfill their requirement, if anyone has cheated them, if any businessman has cheated them, a consumer can take legal action against unfair trade practices. Then the last one is the need of customer protection is unity among consumers. Consumer protection aims at organizing consumers as a group and then bringing unity among them. Consumer protection aims at organizing consumers as a group. Now, consumer protection helps to maintain unity among consumers, and they can fight collectively for each other rather than individual consumer is fighting for its own purpose, for his own problem. They collectively they create a unity. If you see nowadays consumer associations are there, so they collectively fight for each other for the problem, for the unfair trade practices. So these are the reasons for the consumer protection. Then ethical obligation, business without moral values. Nowadays, if you study MBA, if you study BBA or CA, CS, one subject is added in the course, that is ethics. Business without ethics. Now, what is ethics? In simple words, ethics are moral values. Business without moral values cannot survive in the longer run. Consumer protection is the ethical obligation of every business. Every business, while planning for a business or while doing business, they need to keep in mind the moral values. They can't run their business without having moral values. Power. Business exercise considerably power over the society. It is the responsibility of the business to use its power in such a way that the interest of the society is not damaged. Now, power. Businessman cannot have cannot have a authority to use their power to hamper, to damage the society. Whatever they are producing, whatever they are making, they have to make the product keeping in mind the benefit of the society for the betterment of the society. Self-interest. It is in the self-interest of the business to protect the rights of the customer, because if the business is unable to do so, then it will lose its customer. Now, why business needs to keep in mind the right of a customer or the satisfaction of a customer for its own benefit? Ultimately, for whom you are producing, for whom businessman is producing goods? For consumer. And if he will not satisfy consumer, if he will not keep in mind the interest of consumer, ultimately he'll earn loss. He'll bear the loss. So ultimately, for their own interest also, businessman has to keep in mind the interest of the consumers as well as the requirement of the consumers, and as well as they have to follow the laws and regulations given by the government. And if they violate that laws and regulations, what will happen? Their laws they have to pay penalty for that. So this is what are the reasons for the consumer protection. Now, what are the rights? What rights are available? What rights are available with the consumers? First one is right to safety. Now, according to Consumer Protection Act, certain rights are given to customers. Now, let's see what rights are there. Right to safety. The Consumer Protection Act 1986 defines the right as a protection against goods and services that are hazardous to life and property. This particularly applies to medicines, pharmaceuticals, foodstuffs, and automobiles. It aims to protect the consumers against immoral practices by doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, and the automobile industry. Products should not cause any physical damage to consumer or put them into any difficulty. Now, this is right to safety. Is every consumer has a right to safety. Now, this protection against goods and services, basically for those goods and services which can put the life of the consumer on a danger. So they have to keep in mind. For example, if you see some foodstuffs are there, some medicines are there, first what is written on that before warning is there, before consuming, consult to your physician or doctor. So these are certain things. While making that kind of product, you have to mention, you have to write that it is dangerous, or it is, maybe you can get allergic from this product, so it's better you consult to your doctor. And second thing, if you are making any if you see any biscuits and all, they on every biscuit they mention the ingredients. Not only on biscuits, any edible products, they mention the ingredients. Why they mention the ingredients? Because if anyone is allergic to any ingredient, they can avoid the product. So even it aims to protect the consumer against immoral practices by doctors. Even doctors, hospital, pharmacies, and the automobile industry. Products should not cause any physical danger, and the product should not cause any danger to put them into any difficulty. Now the next one is right to information. First one was right to safety, and the next one is right to information. Now, right to information is every consumer has a right to get informed of the quality and quantity of a goods. They must be informed about the price of the product. That's why MRP is mentioned on the product, and other information, what ingredients are there, what are the side effects of the medicines or anything. So for example, pharmaceuticals are required to disclose the potential side effects of the medicines being sold. The information being shared would enable the consumer to intelligently exercise his decision to buy a product. Now, when consumer get to know the benefit and drawback or the side effect of the medicine, they can decide, they can make decision whether they want to get a product, whether they want to buy a product, whether they want to buy a medicine or any other product or not. So second right is they should get informed. Right to choose. Every consumer has a right to choose. They has a right of choice. They can choose. The consumer must have a right to choose between different products and competitive prices. Nobody can force, no businessman can force, no retailer can force you to buy any product. It's up to you. You have a choice. You can choose anyone you want to choose. There should be freedom to choose products from the available alternatives. There should be open competition. That's why there should be an open competition. No monopoly should be there. If anyone is forcing anyone to buy a product, that means they are having monopoly. They are enjoying monopoly. So absence of monopoly, in case only monopoly is there, in case only single seller is there, then you have no choice. You have to buy that product only. But if there is a competition, if you have an option, you can choose. So this is another right of a consumer. Then right to seek redressal. Now what is seek redressal? Seek redressal is you can knock the door of a court. You can knock the door of a court if you feels that you are exploited or you are or your consumer, you have not you are refrain from your consumer right. So in that case you can knock the door of a court. When a consumer feels exploited, she has a right to approach consumer court to file a complaint. Consumer court is a forum that hears the complaint. A consumer court, now basically government has made a separate court for consumer that is basically to hear the complaints for the consumers, and their main aim is to provide justice to the party. There are consumer courts at district level, state level and national level. So basically 3 tier system is there. First district level, then state level, and finally national level. Then right to be heard. Now what is this right given by the consumer, given by the government? Another right. The purpose of this right to ensure that the customer gets due recognition in consumer courts or redressal forums. Basically, when a consumer feels exploited, he has a right to approach a consumer court to voice his complaint. Now, this is right to be heard. Is if you're going for a complaint, if you want to lodge a complaint to the court, consumer has a right to be heard. They can't simply send you, okay, we are not going to listen your we are not going to hear your complaint, go to the businessman or go to this shop. No, consumer court has to hear your problems. Without right to be heard, the right which we have discussed earlier, right to seek redressal, is of no use. Ultimately, if they are not going to hear your complaint, how they'll lodge the complaint? So it's the It's necessary and it's right of a consumer that their complaint should be heard. Basically, when a consumer feel exploited, he has to approach a consumer court to voice his complaint. This right includes the right to protest and presentation in the government. The above right, as I told you, the above right are meaningless if the right to be heard is not given to consumers. Then, right to consumer education. Consumers must be aware of their rights and must have access to enough information while making consumption decisions. Such information can help them to what to purchase, how to purchase. Now, it's a right of a consumer to have an education regarding the products. The consumer should have an education. What they are consuming, what they are buying, what are the side effects, what can be the side effects of the product. So this is the right of a consumer to have information about this, and whether they are purchasing at a good price or not, whether they have been cheated by the person, so they should know. Otherwise consumers can be exploited. It is the right of a consumer, of every Indian citizen to have education on matters regarding consumer protection. So it's the right of a consumer to have an education, to have a knowledge, to have information about these. Right to healthy environment. Consumer have the right to be protected against environment pollution. Now consumer, it's a responsibility of a business and they have a right so that they can be protected against the environment pollution. Non-renewable sources of the country need to be conserved so that the future generation do not face any challenge. Now it's the need of a consumer, it's the right of a consumer that their environment should be protected. Businessman should not have any right, they doesn't have any right to exploit our resources. That's why if you studied in your economics last year in the chapter, that human resources are limited but the wants are unlimited, but the resources are scarce. So we have to fulfill our needs with scarce resources, and we have to conserve the resources so that we can preserve the resources for our future generation. So it's the right of a consumer to have healthy environment. Businessman should not harm their environment because they have to protect, they have to conserve resources for their future generation. So these are certain rights of consumers. Again, I'm revising. Right to safety. They have a right to have safety. They have a right that they should have a knowledge about the hazardous. It's a responsibility of a company, of a producer, to mention the side effects and of the products. Right to information. They have a right to get information about the quality, quantity of a product. Right to choose. They have a right to choose whatever they have a right to option. If there are so many options are available, they have a right to choose. Right to seek redressal. They have a right to knock the door if they are being exploited. Right to be heard. If they are going to a court, it's their right that the court should hear the problems, hear the complaints. Right to consumer education. It's the right of a consumer to have an education related to the products. And right to healthy environment. It's a responsibility, it's the need of a customer that it's a right of a customer that their environment should be protected so that they can preserve the resources for future generation. Now the last topic for today is consumer responsibility. Now this was a right, these which we have discussed now, that were the rights of a consumer, and now we are going to discuss the responsibilities of a customer. Now what are the responsibilities? First, consumer must exercise his right. Under the Consumer Protection Act, the consumer is granted various rights. As we have discussed in the Consumer Protection Act, government has given some rights to consumer. Now it's the responsibility of a consumer to exercise that rights. Ultimately, without exercising these rights, they can be exploited. So if they want to avoid, they doesn't want to exploit it, if they want if really they want to be a good consumer, good citizen of a country, they should follow, they should exercise their responsibility, exercise these rights. Then cautious consumer. The consumer should not blindly believe the words of a seller. You should be very cautious, you should be very alert, as it's the work of a businessman, of a seller. He will sell the good. His responsibility is, his main aim is to sell his goods. Now it's up to you. You should be alert what he is selling. You should get information from the seller, and then you should decide whether you want to buy the product or not. So it's another responsibility. They should alert. See, it's written, he must insist on getting full information on the quality, quantity, utility, price, etc. Now it's your responsibility to ask the quality, to check the quantity, quality, the price, should bargain with the seller. Then filing complaints. For the another responsibility of a consumer is to file a complaint. If you are feeling that somebody has cheated you, or you, as somebody has following some unfair practices, unfair trade practices, now it's up to you to file the complaint against that businessman. If you'll just make that okay, let it be, I'll not go to that seller again, or let it be, I'll not complain, I'll just throw the product, I'll not go to the businessman again, I'll not go to the seller again. It's not a sign of a good, responsible consumer. If you have been cheated, if you have suffer with some defected goods, or if you feel that you have cheated by the seller, you should complain. This is another responsibility of a consumer. Quality conscious consumer. The problems of supply of substandard goods, adulterated practice and duplicate product can be solved only when the consumer himself stop compromising. Now it's given, if now what we do. Okay, one person has given okay, let us take the example of Cadbury chocolate. Okay, we all know Cadbury chocolate, very famous chocolate it is, and we know the quality of a Cadbury chocolate is very good. Now you went to a seller and you asked him to give you a Cadbury chocolate. Now instead of giving Cadbury chocolate, he has given you some local chocolate with same packaging and same thing, but with same price, but some different. Like for example, instead of Cadbury, he has given you Cambury. Class, I hope you have seen, and you have even you have witnessed this thing. What they used to have, they used to have fake products. Now it's up to you. Either you purchase the product and you sit down and eat the product, though you have a knowledge that this is not a Cadbury chocolate, but still what you have done, you have purchased the good, you bought the good, and you eaten the good, and now though you are not satisfied, but you are okay with it. Now this is the wrong thing. If you know that the product is a duplicate product, you should ask the seller that this is a duplicate product, I need a original product, or you should speak. So this is what you should be, quality conscious with the fake products and adultery products. Do not get carried away by advertisement. Don't simply purchase a product by watching the advertisement. Ultimately they are doing advertisement for this is the part of their marketing. They are doing so, businessman is doing so, companies are doing so for increasing their sales. But it's up to you. Don't simply get influenced by the advertisement. The consumer must compare the actual use of the product with the use shown in the advertisement, and whenever there is any discrepancy or difference, it must be brought to the notice of the sponsor of the advertisement and insist to stop showing exaggerated qualities. Now if you feel that the need is showing on the ad is not actually what satisfaction product is giving, you can complain to the sponsor why you are giving this kind of ad, because this product doesn't contain this utility. So the main thing is, you should be responsible. Don't simply get fascinated by the advertisement. Insist on cash memo. Always ask a person to give you a bill. Don't buy the product without a bill, because if you have any complaint, if you have to complain a seller, you should have a proof. Until and unless you will get a cash memo or a bill, how you can blame a seller or how can you file against a seller? Discourage black marketing. Don't always discourage black marketing. Black marketing is hoarding and all. It is a responsibility of every consumer to discourage black marketing, hoarding, and choose only legal goods and services. Don't choose black marketing or any fake products or hoarded products. Try to avoid this. And if you feel, you can complain to the consumer court for this thing. That's all for today. You can go through the responsibilities by your own. This is the easiest chapter of this book. So you can go through by your own. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Thank you.